All right, good evening, everybody. We are going to do a 45-minute Pilates class tonight. You will need your mats, some hand weights, a block, and a stretch band. You can, of course, as always, use alternatives for these, cookbooks for the blocks, a towel for the band, and some shampoo bottles or tins for your hand weights. Okay, and then please, everybody get up. Make sure that if you do anything that doesn't feel right, that you stop and do, for example, a exercise that the physio has given you. Big shoulder rolls, please. Make sure that you're breathing. If you've got questions, make sure that you email me. Or if you're live with me, I'll take a couple of minutes at the end where you can ask questions. The hips are facing forward, the tail is tucked gently between your legs. You're pulling in through the belly button. You're lifting up through the pelvic floor. You're going to pull the shoulders back and down. You're going to bring the chin to the chest and you're going to roll it forward. Not very deep. Your fingers are about by your knees, and then bring it back up again. Lift those arms up and extend. So that small roll down is suitable for osteoporosis, so not too low, but if you can do more, we're going to bring this past our knees towards the floor. We're lifting our tailbone up. We're breathing in at the bottom. We're breathing out to come back to the top. We're breathing in yet again to bring the arms to our ears. And then we're stretching out here, making sure we don't press the hips forward. So keep the weight of your body over your heels. Let's go again. Chin to chest. Roll it down. Lift your tailbone up. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to bring it back to the top. Inhale to bring the arms to your ears and then lean back. Fantastic. Bring the arms to the side. Make sure the belly button pulls in tightly as you start your rotations. Make sure that you look along the arms to the back of the room. Keep moving. Breathe out and in. Return back to the center, bring the arms to your side. Lift and stretch over the midline. Inhale and exhale to go over to the other side. You want to feel the stretch just above the waist. Just above the waist. And then keep going. Breathe in and out as you stretch over the midline. See if you can intensify it. One last one. Good. We're going to take this from the beginning. So you're going to bring the chin to the chest. You're going to roll it down. Find that stretch in the lower back side of your legs. Take a deep breath in at the bottom. Exhale to take it back to the top. Make sure the bum cheeks are engaging. Bring the arms to the ears and then extend to the back of the room. You're then pulling the arms sideways and give me rotations. Look past your arms to the back of the room and then over to the other side. Back to the center, drop the arms to your waist and then stretch over the midline once. Pull it back over to the other side and twice. Perfect. Nicely done. Widen your legs gently, up out, shoulder width apart, and just bring your feet slightly on an outward rotation, and then you're going to sink down into your squats. Take a deep breath in as you go down. Exhale to squeeze up. Clench your bum cheeks when you do that. Take it down. Inhale and exhale to come back to the top. Keep working on that. Take it down. Inhale. Exhale to squeeze it back to the top. As you warm up into this, I'd like you to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Now my knee prevents me from going very deep at the moment, but you can take this much deeper than me. Just check that you can wiggle your big toes as you go down there. So see if you can wiggle through the toes. Maybe you need to wiggle your fingertips as well. And exhale to come back to the top. Good. We're now going to take this down and then we're going to lift off our heels. So coming up and then inhale again, bring the arms to the ears and balance on your toes. As far up as you can take it. Take it back down again. Let's go again. Take it down. Inhale. Bring the arms forward. Exhale to come back to the top. Engage your bum cheeks and lift off the heels. Good. Let's do it one last time. Take it down. Inhale. Exhale, come back to the top. Draw that belly in and find your balance on your toes. Bring the arms to the side. Perfect. And then hold on to your hip bones. Lift one heel up and give me hip hikes. So you're lifting and lowering through the hip bone here. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in to bring it back down, making sure the shoulder doesn't ride up. And then hold the hip lifted. And then lift the toe off and find your balance. Level one, so if you're struggling a little bit with balance, you just hold it here, do nothing else. Maybe even stand closer to a wardrobe or the wall so you can hold on if you need to. If you're solid in your balance, you're now going to start to circle your hips. Nice and big. Make sure that the balance itself doesn't take your breath away. So make sure you keep breathing. That's great, keep going. We're now going to change the direction of our circle. Bring it the other way around. Make sure you keep that breath going. You've got 3, 2, got one more. 1, good. Bring the foot down. Bring the arms to the side. We're going again, shin to chest, roll it down. Our warm-up moves through the back one more time. Bring it back to the top, clench your bum cheeks. Lift those arms to the ears. Extend backwards, make sure you breathe out. Pull the arms to the side. Rotation through the ribcage once. Twice over to the other side. Back to the center, bring the arms to your waist. Lift the arm up, stretch it over the midline. Reach the fingertips up to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, over to the other side. Beautiful. Hands back on your hips. Lift the other heel up, and again, give me hip hikes. So lift that hip bone up and down and feel the muscle just above the hip bone, between the hip bone and your rib cage, pulling the hip upwards. And then pull it up, hold. Level 1. You lift and you breathe. Just look at the horizon, maybe nice and close to a wardrobe or a wall, so you have a little bit more sort of psychological support. And then if you can do more, you're going to start with that knee circle. Nice and big. Challenging the balance, but at the same time, warming up the hip joint. Standing leg is nicely engaged. Change the direction. Go the other way. Make sure you keep breathing for 4, 3, 2, and last one. 1. And bring that leg down. Good. Shake it out if you feel a little bit tight. And then lengthen the legs out to the side. So we're wide here. Our feet are pointing outwards, not parallel. Good. And then we're going to bend into one thigh. We're going to place our hands on our thigh and we're going to drop the tailbone towards our heel. So have a look at the screen for a moment. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to stick your bum out. That doesn't give your inner thigh a stretch. So what you want to do is you want to drop that hip down and you want to feel the stretch in the long leg. My weight is all very much supported on my bent thigh. Lengthen the spine, pull the shoulders away from your ears and pull the tummy in. Sink lower down if you need to, if you can't find any stretch, just around the knee somewhere, towards the groin. Push into the heel, bring it up to the center and go over to the other side. So same technique. Drop the tailbone nice and low, keep the hips behind you. So some of you are still standing there like this. Take the hips and pull them to the side. Pull them away from your foot. Make sure you keep breathing. And again, we're lengthening the spine. 2 more deep breaths. Good, and then come back to the top. Okay, so we're now going to march. We're going to start off just by marching. Big, nice knee lifts. Knee lifts. And what I would like you to do now, I would like you to use the opposite arm to bring it forward. This will start to coordinate our brain into this diagonal moving pattern. And I want you to use that diagonal moving pattern later on the floor. So the opposite arm needs to lift. March really upright, like a soldier. Really proud and upright. Lift the knee up as high as you can. Keep going. Swing the arm now, a little bit more natural. Make sure you don't hold your breath. Nice and high, unnaturally high, I suppose, that knee. Looking good, keep going. You've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You're now going to interlace your hands and hug a tree. Lean away from it and open up the area between your shoulder blades. Pull the tummy in. And then take a deep breath in. We're going into a chest stretch. Lift the breastbone up. I'll show you from the side. Tuck your tail in and pull the thumbs to the back of the room. Feel the stretch from fingertips to fingertips. Let's go again. Hug a tree, lean away from it. Open up between the shoulder blades. Head nods forward. Inhale, exhale, open up. This is the much more beneficial stretch, this one. Opens up our chests, which are usually very tired and lazy and short. Let's do the other side. Hug a tree, lean away from it. Nice long neck. Inhale, exhale, open up and pull the thumbs back a little bit more. Make sure you can't feel this in your lower back, please. And then bring the arms to your sides. Well done. It's time for us to go onto the floor. So I'm going to just rearrange for a moment. Make your way down onto all fours. If you know what a cat-cow is, then come into the cat-cow. Speaking of cats, my cat just made an appearance from behind the curtain. I didn't realize he was in here. Good. Come on down onto all fours. Come onto your knuckles if your wrists are weak. Come onto your hands if you can. And spread your fingers underneath your shoulders. And then please start your motion up and down. Finding that length in your spine, making sure that we are not hyperextending anything. That means pushing into the curve of your lower back. So make sure that you're only nodding the hips upwards and then focus on lengthening the breastbone forwards instead. You might find that the spine makes a strange noise every once in a while, maybe a little bit of a crack and a pop. As long as it's not connected to any pain, you shouldn't worry about these joint pops that you can hear. Right, let's do one more. Bring it up. And come into neutral, making sure that we're lifting the back of our head. Don't lift the chin forward. So back of the head is lifted, the chin is tucked into our neck, our spine is long. On the exhale, what I would like you to do, I would like you to extend the leg. So the big toe rests on the floor. Then inhale again. And on the exhale, you lift the leg up to hip height. Then hold it there. You take another deep breath in. You bring the opposite, the diagonal fingertips forward. Hold it there on the inhale. And on the exhale, you lift the opposite arm. If arms and legs are too much, then just focus on the leg and just hold it there. Make sure you're breathing. You'll find that your body will want to start wiggling. You're going to hold it there, pull the tummy in. Keep that stillness running through your body. You've got 4 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hand and the knee back down and carry on with your cat-cow. So I repeat, level 1 is just the leg. Level 2 is once the leg is up, you can bring the fingers forward as well. So let's do it together. Pull the shoulders back and down. Extend the leg. Bring the big toe onto the floor. Make sure that you're really pulling the tummy in and then lift up through that leg. Good. If you want, you're going to extend the fingers forward. And then you lift that up as well. I'm going to hold on to my cupboard here. You don't do that, but I've got have to be a little bit careful with my knee here. So I'm going to breathe and hold. Perfect. Make sure that you can't feel any wiggling. And you feel how this is also shoulder strengthening, because you can really feel how the shoulder has to work to stabilize everything. Keep pulling that tummy in tightly. You've got 1 more breath. On the next exhale, you bring the hand and the knee back down. And you continue just a couple more times to give me some more cat-cows.
Oh, my body temperature has picked up a little bit. You might feel a little bit warm as well now. Good. And then coming to neutral. And then I'd like you on your backs. So come down onto your back. You will need your hand weights. Just take this off. Lie on your back. Arms are alongside you. Hand weights are handy. So I'm going to place my hand weights either side of my mat. But I'm not holding on to it yet. Now, if you're lying on the floor and you find actually my neck is hurting, then take a little towel and place it underneath your head. But if you're lying on the floor and you think, oh, this is comfortable, then don't do anything. Just leave it. Just lie on the floor without anything underneath the head. Okay, we're starting off with pelvic tilts. So on the exhale, you're pulling the lower back onto the mat. You find the contact with the floor as you pull those hips towards you. Make sure it happens when you breathe out. So you breathe out, pull the lower back onto the mat, breathe in to reverse. Do it again. Breathe out to tilt. Breathe in to reverse. Good. What I really would love you to be able to do is an imprinted lower back. So pull the lower back onto the mat. And I can feel underneath my lower back, the skin of my lower back is touching the mat. I then lift one arm and I lift the other arm. Make sure that your shoulders, your rib cage, your lower back and your hips are all on the mat. Nothing is lifting away from the floor except for right behind your neck. You're going to inhale to prepare. And then on the exhale, you're going to drop one arm down. Your aim is to lengthen the arm straight onto the floor and back up again. Making sure that the rib cage doesn't lift away from the mat. So some of you might have a little bit of movement restrictions in your shoulders, and that would mean that you can only drop the arm a third of the way down, or maybe half of the way down, until the rib cage starts to lift away from the mat. So drop the arms down as far as you can without the lower back or the rib cage lifting. Another thing I'd like you to try to do is to breathe out in the full length of the movement. So you inhale to prepare, and then you breathe out to bring the arm down, and you're still breathing out until the hand is back up. Keep going. Breathe out and breathe in. Good. So now, if you want, grab your hand weights. It's making it harder. So if you're struggling already, don't grab your hand weights. Just keep going without the hand weights. You now need to pull the tummy in a little bit tighter in order to get that lower back into an imprint. So make sure that you're not cheating. Obviously, these are fine details that I can't see on the screen, whether you're doing it perfectly or not. So don't cheat with yourself. Am I really keeping my lower back on the floor? Am I pulling enough inwards with my tummy? And am I lifting my pelvic floor enough to keep the hips still without them rolling away? So this is your level 2. Very happy for you to carry on with this level 2. I'm going to progress it. You're going to hold the arms there, the back is imprinted. You're going to lift one leg up and then the second leg without the upper body wiggling. And you're doing exactly the same thing. You drop the arms down and lift it back up again. Breathe out and breathe in. Good. Listen, now what you can do is you can make it a little bit more challenging for the brain. So what we're going to do now, we're going to drop the big toe and the opposite arm down at the same time and lift it back up. And again, if you can, you want to breathe out on the full length. If that's impossible, you make sure you're breathing out on the way up. So you can breathe in on the way down, breathe out on the way up, or breathe out on the full length. Make sure you're not cheating. Keep that lower back on the floor. And don't forget, you've got 4 levels here. So if this level is too much, keep the feet still. If that's too much, bring the feet on the floor and only move those arms. Good. You should all be feeling it by now. If you're engaging deeply, like tummy muscles should be giving you the information that's getting tired. Going to do 2 more. Keep pulling the shoulders down. Last one. Bring it up. Place one foot down. Place the other foot down. Bring both palms onto the floor. And then I'd like you to pull one thigh towards you and the other thigh lengthens away. So one long leg, one that you're pulling inwards. Feel the stretch appearing somewhere in the hip, either at the front of the long leg, or maybe you feel a stretch in the thigh of the leg that you're pulling towards you. You're now going to locate the diagonal arm. You're going to take the diagonal arm, you're going to bring it to the outside of your knee. The free arm then drops onto the floor, pull the tummy in, and we're now going to rotate the thigh over to the side. So you've got a twisting sensation going on. So make sure that you're pulling the thigh over your belly button with the opposite arm. I can feel this in my bum cheeks. I'm looking away from my knee. That gives me a nice counterweight. And of course, you listen to your bodies. If you, for example, had a hip replacement, you might not want to pull it too hard. Just a gentle stretch. And back to the center. Place the foot down. Pull the other leg towards you. Let's do a bum cheek stretch on this side. So pull it in first. Find that openness in your hips. That looks good. Take the opposite hand. Place it on the outside of your knee. Bring the arm out to the side and pull it over the midline. Usually you'll find that one side is tighter than the other side. Hold it. Stretches should always be done so you can feel them, but they don't take your breath away. You can feel them, but you can breathe in through them, and you don't necessarily want to frown either, so make sure that you're not overdoing it. Okay, we're going to do some hip circles next. So return your knee back over the top of your hip. Bring both arms down and press some palms down onto the floor. The leg that's over the top of your knee is pointed, the other one is flexed and pushed into the mat. I'm talking about the foot. Good, and now you're going to start to circle that knee around the hip joint, as big as you can make it. Maybe for a level 1, you want to make this a little bit smaller. For a level 2, you really explore the range of movement that your hip offers you. Good. You pull the tummy in, push the length of your arms into the floor, your shoulders and the length of your leg. Good. And then hold it still for a moment, because now I'm going to give you a higher level. You want to make this harder, you're going to extend the leg, and you're going to do the circle with a really nice long leg. And if you really focus on pulling the thigh towards you, then you find that front of your thigh, your quadricep muscle, really working quite hard. Should we change the direction? Let's go the other way. Make sure you breathe out as you pull the leg towards you. Keep pulling that tummy in. Breathe out as you pull the leg towards you. 3, 2, you got one more. And 1. Perfect. And place your foot back on the floor. Lengthen. Flex it and lift the other one up, making sure that we are pulling the tummy in again. And with a short knee, we're going to start just to explore this hip. How is it feeling tonight? You might find that this hip doesn't function as well as the other one, or you might find that this hip is much, much easier. Good, and then change the direction with the knee bent. That feels good as well. Pull the tummy in, please. I don't want to see any rocking hips. And then hold it still. So you can carry on with these circles, or you can join me with a long leg. You breathe out as you pull the leg towards you. Good. I can see some of you really working hard on trying to get that leg to lengthen. Please try a little bit harder. Really feel that you are a ballerina. Change the direction. Find that length. The longer the leg, the harder your core is working. Really make it look elegant. Fantastic. Very nice. 2, breathe out on the way up. You've got one more, breathe out, pull it up, and relax. Good job. Walk your feet nice and close to your bum cheeks, as close as you can get them. And then you're going to give me pelvic tilt. So pull the lower back onto the floor and reverse it again. Breathe out as you do this. Breathe out. Breathe in. Good. I'd like you now to peel your spine away from the floor. Peel your spine away all the way to the top, one vertebra after the other one. Make sure you push the shoulders into the mat. Find the width and the height in your hips, and find the length in your knees. Inhale, exhale to bring it back down again. Do the pelvic tilt again and really feel how you're pulling your belt buckle towards you. So pull the belt buckle towards you, hold it in an imprinted spine, and then peel. And really feel how the belt buckle is still tilted towards you. Don't allow that lower back to open up. Push both of your feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to bring it back down again. Good job. Let's do it one more time. Find your highest. So bring this up as high as you feel that you can. Finding that hip width. Finding the length in your knees. On the next exhale, I would like you to lift your heels up. Lift your heels up. And on the inhale, bring the heels back down. Let's do it again. On the exhale, lift the heels up. On the inhale, bring the heels down. Now just check that you're still pulling your belt buckle towards you. Lift up. Feel how you're firing your glutes, your bum cheeks. Heel down. Good. Now do singles. One heel up. One heel down. If you need a break halfway through, have a break. One heel up. One heel down. Again. One heel up. One heel down. Good. Now listen, next level up is instead of lifting just the heel up, you're lifting the full leg into tabletop. Bring it back down, but stay off the heel. Lift the other leg up. And stay off the heel. Bring your tiptoes down. Lift it up. So we've got heel lifts or leg lifts, full leg lifts. Really working on not dropping those hips. If you feel the lower back playing up, you need to go back into your heel lifts. Don't stay in this higher level if the back isn't ready, if the core isn't ready. This is your last one. Bring the tippy toes back down. Bring the heels down. Take a deep breath in and roll it back down again. Very well done. Good. Now listen, if you've got osteoporosis, you're going to give me a pelvic tilt with a tiny little bum cheek lift and really activate the lower abdominal muscles. If you haven't got osteoporosis, you interlace your hands behind your head. And on the exhale, you're going to peel the shoulders and the head away from the mat. You can see in between your thighs and inhale back down again. You really want to push the back of your head into your hands. And take it down again. You're going to go one more time. Good. Hold it here. The lower back sits on the mat. Good. If you don't want to lift your head off, you stay on the floor with the head. You imprint your lower back. We're now going to start pulsing in through the nose. Exhale through pursed lips. Good. Keep lengthening that neck. Keep pulling that belly button in. Flat back, please. Completely flatten your back. Good. If you want, you can bring your legs into tabletop. It makes it a little bit harder. And don't forget, you can do this with the head on the floor. You do not need to lift the head up. Keep breathing, please, everybody. You can do a hybrid between lifting the head and bringing the head on the floor. Keep going. In through the nose, out through pursed lips. Good. So if you don't want to lift the head up, I still need you to move your arms. So don't just have a lie down on the floor. Make sure you move your arms up and down. Up and down. That's it. Good. So I'm copying you on the screen there with the head on the floor. We're going to keep the head on the floor. We're going to pull the tummy in and we breathe. We try to pull the shoulders down. Fantastic. Okay, let's do 20 more. Keep breathing. Feel those abdominal muscles kicking in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Pull your knees towards your chest. Well done. What I do miss with Zoom is your noises that you make when you come out of an exercise. Bring your feet on the floor next. You're going to take one leg and fold the ankle over the top of your knee. Just the ankle. Bring the arms out to the side. Good. And now you're going to go from side to side with this. So tilt all of your hips over to the side. Feel the stretches. Good, and over to the other side next. So if you find crossing over your leg like this isn't suitable for you, maybe there's something going on with your hips, maybe a physio has told you not to do this position, then just super glue your legs together and go from side to side with your legs super glued. I can personally feel this one here in my bum cheek, around my hip and lower back. And then on the other side, let me see what I can feel here. I can feel it a little bit more intense in my bum cheek, just on the side. But maybe if you've got a tight chest, you can feel this in your chest as well. Good, let's come to the center, unfold the legs, and refold the legs over to the other side. Here we go, from side to side. Pull the tummy in, please. And see if you can breathe out as you change from side to side. Keep moving. You pull that back to the center and unfold your legs. Then come onto your side, please. Come onto your side. Grab your blocks or your cookbook, so whatever you have to place underneath your head, and lie down on your side. So another thing on Zoom is I don't have that three-dimensional input of where your body sits on the mat. So if you're not quite sure yourself whether you are in good posture, then use the back edge of the mat and line your feet, your bum cheek, your shoulders, and the back of your head up with the back line of the mat, so you know you're completely straight. Hold on to the top hip and just give that top hip a bit of a push so you can feel how the waist lifts away from the floor. Maybe you need to pull the shoulder back and down as well. Good, so make sure that you've got that gap underneath your waist. Then either hold on your waist, your hip bone, or keep the hands on the floor. It's up to you. Draw the belly button in, tuck the tail in, extend the top leg. Extend it. Good. Once it's in that position, hang on. What I would like you to do, I would like you to swing the leg forward. Once it's as far forward as it can go, you flex your foot and you pull the leg behind you. Good. So you're going to inhale to bring the foot forward. You're going to exhale to swing the leg behind you. What I really want you to focus on is not wiggling the bottom leg. So the bottom leg is your supporting system. If you're lying, for example, on your weaker hip, you're going to feel that you're wiggling back quite a bit. If you find that you are, then please hold on to that floor rather than your hip bone. Inhale forward, exhale to pull it back. Always make sure that your waist is lifted. There shouldn't be any waist on the floor. So make sure that you lengthen that leg as much as you possibly can. And of course, you can have breaks whenever you need to, because you're going to feel that the outer thigh and your bum cheeks are really going to start to work into this. So if the burn is too much, have a break. Inhale through the front, exhale to bring it back, and a few more. Forwards and backwards. Last one. And then can you hold it in line with your body? You're now going to point your toe, pull the knee to the chest, flex your foot and push the leg away in a straight line. Point your toe, pull the knee forward and inwards in a straight line, flex, push the leg away. Good. Point the toe, pull the knee inwards, pull the tummy in, make sure that you're not losing your waist. Push it away. Have as many breaks as you need. Pull the knee in, flex and push it out. Good. Let's do two more. Point, pull the knee in, flex, push the leg away. Good. Two more. Point, pull the knee in, flex, push it away. Last one on this side. Pull the knee in, flex, push it away. Hold it flexed. Again, have breaks when you need to. We're now circling that leg round and round. Pulling that tummy in. Making that circle not too big. So you don't want to go for a big circle. You want to go for a controlled and long circle. And then change the direction. Go the other way. You pull that tummy in whilst you're breathing. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. And now you can have a break. Perfect. Good. Now we're going to work the inner thigh of the bottom leg. So you're going to have to listen a little bit more carefully here. So we're going to lengthen our legs, and we're going to bring the legs forward a little bit so they're not perfectly in line with us. Then we're going to tilt back so your whole upper body is at the slant. Then take the top leg and place the foot behind your thigh. That's it. The top knee, I really would like you to work on keep the hip open. So the top knee is pushed outwards, preferably with the knee vertically facing towards the ceiling. My bum is engaged. Top leg now flexes, or not the leg, the foot flexes, and you're now going to lift the bottom leg up and down. The waist is on the floor because I'm in a different position, because I'm leaning back slightly. But the tummy is still working really quite hard. Good. You might find that your range of movement is not as big as mine. That's absolutely fine. You do as much as you can. You're going to visualize that you've got a big fat cat sitting on your foot and you're lifting the cat up and down. So at the slant backwards, you're still on the block. The top leg is behind the bottom leg. The bottom leg is moving up and down. Now hold it at the top. Give me lots of little pulses here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pull the tummy in. Make sure it doesn't take your breath away. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring that leg down. Let's do the other side before we forget what we have done. So take your blocks. Bring it over to the other side. Lie on the mat again. Bend your knees. Make sure you line up everything with the back edge of the mat. So you line up your head, your shoulders, your bum, your feet. Then hold on to the hip bone. Push the hip away so there is a gap underneath your waist. Extend the top leg. Swing it forward. Flex it behind you. And again, make sure that that bottom leg stays pushed onto the mat. That's your support system. Just make sure that the back of your head is lined up with your shoulders. So just make sure that you're not giving me a double chin. Lift the chin away from the chest. Lift your breastbone up. Lengthen your spine. And work as hard as you can. Have lots and lots of rests if you need to. Forwards and backwards with the top leg. So we're starting again. Forwards and backwards. That's it. You've got 3, 2. Breathe out on the way back. 1 more. Hold the leg long. Point your toe. Pull the knee to the chest. Flex your foot and push the foot away. Point your toe. Pull the knee towards you and push that foot away. Point. Pull it in. Push the foot away. Feel your bum cheek muscle, your outer thighs, your core, your posture, everything kicks in. So make sure you're not doing this collapsed. Your upper body needs to work just as hard as your leg. If you've got 1 more, please. Pull it in. Extend. Hold it here with a flexed toe and give me round and round circle through that leg. Make sure you breathe. Bottom leg is bent and pushed into the floor, so we've got that stability. Waist is lifted, change the direction. Pull the top shoulder back. Make sure you breathe regularly. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wonderful. Bring the legs together, have a rest. Good, now the inner thighs again. So let's do it again. Lengthen the legs. Bring the legs a little bit further forward so you're not perfectly lined up. Then you lift the top leg up. You bend it and place the foot behind the bottom leg. Then you lean back gently so you're not perfectly on top of your shoulders. You're actually leaning back a little bit. Then you're going to flex the bottom leg and you're going to start lifting that bottom leg up and down, pulling the tummy in. The waist is now very, very close to the floor. And you're imagining a heavy weight again sitting on your ankle there, and you're lifting that heavy weight as far up as you can. Make sure you keep breathing. The knees open, so the knees open, facing up to the ceiling. Make sure you're not collapsing forward. You got one more. Hold it at the top. Give me little pulses here. Right at the top. So don't do the ones low down. Do a few good ones right at the top. Keep the leg long. You got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring that leg down. Good job, everybody. Good. Now, we need to do a few extensions before I let you go. So you're going to lose your hand weights and your blocks. You're going to lie on your tummy. We ran out of time again to use our band today. You're going to bring the arms to the side. Like this, I'll show you, like this. The arms are like that. Like a cactus position or like a surrender position, right next to you, like this. Good, and then you're going to pull the tummy away from the mat, and you're really going to clench your bum cheeks and tuck your tail between your legs. You're then going to take a deep breath in. You're going to push the hands into the floor as you extend away from the mat. And then inhale, exhale to bring you back down again. I can't tell you how far up you should bring this. You need to ask that question your back. So how far up is your back happy to go? So we're finding movement in our spine. See if you can find your deep neck muscles as you come up. So as you come up, focus on pulling the chin into your neck and pulling the back of your head backwards without lifting the chin forward. And then take it back down again. Make sure you're not holding your breath. It's perfectly fine to just lift the back of your head up and keeping the forearms on the floor. Again, it depends on your back. It depends on your ability to engage. So if you're a little bit weak through the core, if you struggle with that engagement, particularly lying on your tummy, then you might not be able to bring it very high up because your lower back will not be happy to do so. So please, please only do as much as you can. This is your last one. Bring the breastbone down, bring your chest down, but keep the head lifted fairly high up. So I've got about the gap of a fist and a half underneath my nose. I'm now lengthening my legs, and now on the exhale, I'm going to lift the big toe and my kneecap away from the floor. I inhale to bring it back down. You exhale to lift the big toe and the kneecap off the floor. You inhale to bring it back down. So I'm not after a huge lift here. I'm after you finding your bum cheek, belly button, pelvic floor engagement. Breathe out, breathe in. If you find this is now too hard for my neck, then please place your hands underneath the forehead and rest your forehead. Rest your neck. But if you can, keep it lifted. Good. If you want to make it harder from here, you're going to take those forearms, you're going to lift the forearms off the floor, and you're going to squeeze a grapefruit between the shoulder blades. You're now balanced on your rib cage and on your hips. Breathe out to extend the leg. Breathe in to bring it down. Breathe out to extend. Breathe in. We've got one more on each side. And breathe out. Breathe in. You've got one more. Last one. Breathe out. Breathe in and relax. Well done now. Push up for me, please. Come on to all fours. Do the cat-cow again. How is it feeling? Is it feeling a little bit looser? Last one. Perfect. Good. And now what I would like you to do, I would like you to sit. Just sit on your bum cheeks. You can sit on your blocks, by the way, because if you've got really tight hips, you might want to sit on your block. And then bring your feet together and sit nice and tall as you can. Take your hands and place them onto your breastbone. Good. Without shifting your weight, you're going to look over your shoulder, find the rotation in your rib cage, and back to the front again. Keep your hands super glued to your chest. Find the neck rotation. Lift your breastbone up. Lift your breastbone up.
as you rotate. Listen, if you want to make this harder, extend those arms and give me a rotation with the long arms. But really make it look elegant. Breathe out. Breathe in. You've got one more on each side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Breathe out. Breathe in. And bring the arms to your side. Good. Give me big shoulder rolls. Well done, everybody. That concludes our session. Well done. I'm just going to turn the recording off. And if you've got questions, please stay for a couple of minutes. Don't forget, if you're doing this recorded, you can always email me.